Estás viendo Canal América, televisión dominicana para el mundo.
A Time for True Show is sponsored by the Office of Dr. Bernard Fialkoff, a periodontal, dental implant and laser specialist in New York City, for over 40 years. Dr. Fialkoff was honored by the International College of Dentists and Pierre Fauchard, and received the Presidential Lifetime Humanitarian Honor from the White House. Call us at 718-229-3838.
Sometimes life can be so damn hard. You don't know where to go. Everything keeps falling apart. Yeah. You try to do your best, but only God knows that you've given everything you've got, but the world takes you down. You just keep moving on. Let your fears.
Welcome to A Time for True Show. I'm your host, Dr. Bernard Fialkoff. I want to welcome you back, and I want to get you ready, because in life, one of the things that's been lacking, it's not technology. It's not material possessions. But we've seemed to have lost a real vision, a hope, a real looking that, you know what, there's an opportunity. Something can happen. That it doesn't have to take 50 years so that by the time you succeed, you're an old man. You're a woman beyond her beauty, and upset that now your life has passed by. You're at retirement, but you yearn for that adventure. So today in this show, we have something very special for you. We have a very special man that we're going to be here sharing some time. And engineer, if you could, let's put up his pictures while I describe Mr. Zoltan Dicso. There you see him on the screen. From Budapest, Hungary. Who's lived a life running the gamut of emotions. From anger to sadness, disgust and confusion to antagonism. And now rising up into the stratosphere of enthusiasm, exhilaration. The emotions that we love when our team wins the championship, when we find that woman that we love, when we see our firstborn. His transformative life journey began arriving in the United States in 2008 with a determination to escape his past, a past that he'll describe to you himself. A past that once defined him as a man. But he clung to a dream to build a better life. Against every odd, this amazingly man is proud owner in the present time, not in Arkansas, but in metropolitan New York, of 3 successful companies. These companies are doing very, very well. Security Integrator Company, Infinity Expansion Company, and Stucco Repair Company. In his pursuit in these enterprises, he's discovered an administrative technology that he's going to expound on. And he set out to make his mark as an entrepreneur. He's fueled by an unbelievable commitment that he has to improve our world, and has done many things philanthropically that we're going to talk about tonight that could be a secret to what's going on here. So let's welcome a man tonight to this show who in a span of maybe 5 years has accomplished things that most people would say impossible. Stop telling me stories. What's the real truth? So engineer, if you will, let's bring him up live. And I want to welcome Zoltan Dicso to a Time for Truth show.
Thanks for having me. It's great to be here with you.
You know, it's a pleasure to have you. And I changed some of the intro because I wanted it to come from you. And I wanted to ask you first, because the viewers I know are going to get so much out of this, because I know I have, is tell them a little bit, because they've heard about your success, but tell them about your early years in your country.
Definitely I'm coming from totally the other side of the world and the success as well. So I born and raised in Hungary, Budapest, and I would say my childhood wasn't an ideal, family ideal childhood. My father was an alcoholist and my mother had mental issues. I would put it that way. So basically I grew up on the street. And it was a very difficult life. And on early ages, I needed to learn to protect myself. So I started martial arts, and it gave me a lot of confidence, right? Because I can protect myself, but you know, the tough guy in the hood is not a good combination. So I was 14 years old when I joined to the gang. And that was my life in the next 13 years. I was an active gang member until 30 years old.
Amazing, because you hear stories, and the thing we hear so often is that once in that situation, that they can never get out, but you did.
Right.
And so what I wanted to ask you is, what was it within you? How is it that you were able to take yourself out of that gang life? You know, because even though it's a gang, that was your group. And there is a
right.
camaraderie even within that realm of life.
Right.
But you were able to get out of it. How did you find the strength to actually be able to extricate yourself?
You know, that's so true, because I don't know anyone else who could get out. I was the only one. It basically how it happened with me. You know, this life is terrible. It's very difficult and very sad life. And I saw friends going in and out in the jail and dealing with the issues, you know, unimaginable. It's very difficult. And I always felt that something is wrong. You know, life cannot to be just like this. It's always, you know, you feel something, whatever you're doing, it's not correct. It's not supposed to be like this. You don't feel good with it. So I always was thinking about, you know, accomplish something bigger in life, you know, being successful or being an entrepreneur and being a good guy. But I didn't know how to do that. But, you know, every being has a force. It's like to survive. People wants to survive. And obviously in a gang, you're doing it on a very wrong way. But you think that's the only way to survive, so you just keep going. But actually 2007 was a turning point in my life, because 4 friends and my brother died in 1 year.
Wow.
And 3 of them was killed. And that was the first moment in my life when I was thinking, well, really, that's my life. So basically, that's my future.
Wow.
I'm gonna go to the jail, life sentence, doing a life sentence without parole, or I'm gonna die somewhere. So I know it. I need to do something about it. And
you know, that's like what we call tremendous wake-up call. That's like
that's right.
Really ringing the bell, huh?
That's right.
Wow.
Yeah, it's just you just know that okay, I need to change something. I don't know what I'm gonna do, but I cannot to live this life anymore. So
Wow.
that was the turning point in my life. And you know, the strength, I would say, it is just you want a better life. You are tired of it. You don't want to live this way anymore. It's just very painful.
Okay. And then, so now you're in the U.S., right?
Yeah.
And you're here, but you didn't know anyone here, right?
Oh, no, absolutely. So basically how I left my country, it was one day to another. It literally, I didn't say bye to anyone because obviously I was just getting on a plane and go. And I was like, okay, where am I gonna go? I need to go somewhere, right? And I go New York, because I don't know where New York is, but it sounds very cool.
Sounds good. Okay.
Yeah, so I gotta go to New York. So I jump on the plane and
Right.
I had $200 in my pocket and I arrived to the GFK honestly and I was like, okay, all right. So I'm in the United States. What is the next step?
Amazing. Well, you know, I got to tell you, to do that and to have the confidence to move forward on that already shows me something about you. I don't know if other people have told you, but it's amazing. So now, okay, so here you land. So you have $200. That's good enough. Maybe you could get one dinner and maybe if you're lucky, some real small room for a night. So now, so what did you start doing?
Right. Yeah, I would say the first couple of years was nothing more than struggling.
Wow.
It was just a struggling because I had a really serious issues. I didn't speak the language. I didn't know anyone here in the United States.
Wow.
You know, I had all the lack of resources to create something. So I was homeless for years.
Wow.
Walking on the street and looking for something, a shelter or is anywhere I can go, you know, and just sleep a little bit. And the only thing what I know, you know, I knew it is I don't want to do the same thing what I did. But guess what? You know, when you think you're going to change your life and you're going to do something different, right? So I'm going to change my life now. Okay, I'm going to go to the United States and I'm going to be a totally different person. But when you changing your geographic location, but you're exactly the same person.
That's right.
It's nothing gonna change. Nothing gonna change. So very shortly I realized it, you know, okay, all right, basically I'm doing exactly the same thing, what I did in Hungary, you know, what is gonna be our next country when I'm gonna go, you know? And that was the second wake-up call for me when I said, oh, okay, I think I really need to put my life right.
Wow. And now you told me that you were walking down the street and you saw some idea, some material, and you go, you know, I think I have to check this out, right? And you said, let me start seeing how I can change my life, right?
Yes, since I was kid, I always had a desire, dream,
Yes.
whatever we call it,
Yes.
right? Being successful. I didn't know what it means at that time, being successful, right? It's just what it means. It's money, possession, or power. I don't know, but being successful. And I always had this dream, even though when I was kid, you know, unfortunately, the environment when I was, so when I started to dream and talking about dreams and impossible things to do in life, always the response was, don't dream because you are going to be disappointed.
Right.
So, you know, it's at one point you start to believe it. Yeah. You want it or not, you start to believe it as maybe it's not going to happen. But somewhere deep I felt it. I can do much more. You know, it's like when you have the drive, you know that you can do much more than what you accomplished in your life. You're not really accomplished, you just did couple of bad things for you, but you feel it. There is something there.
That's right.
I can do that.
That's right.
And that was my driver. I wanted to be a business owner. You know, I wanted to work for myself. That was my first really target, what I wanted to achieve in the United States.
Absolutely. Well, you know what? I think for anyone to be the owner of your own life, to determine your time, to make the money so you can do what you want with your, you know, spouse, with your family, with your friends. Right. You know, I think that's so important. But what I was going to ask you, so now you start a business and, you know, you've been really successful. And so you have an amazing strength. And so now you found some management technology, right? You found some way of doing your business that you found that you could insert and it was working for you. Is that correct?
Yeah, I'm going to go back a little bit on the time.
Tell me.
So when I came to the United States and I started to work for a construction company as a helper, this is how it started, right? Because I didn't know anything. So I learned very fast about the trade, how it works and then the whole industry, And I said, one day I said, okay, I'm going to do my business, right? And, you think, okay, I'm opening a business, I'm going to go to the attorney and sign the paper, buying the insurance, and I have a business, right?
That's right.
But it's not. It is so many other things to running a business, but obviously I didn't know that. I wasn't aware of it. So actually, I opened 2 companies.
Oh, you did? Okay.
Yes. I opened 2 companies and both of them collapsed, because the lack of knowledge how to run the company.
Okay.
And in 2018, one of my friends told me, so there is a group, it's like people get together, successful businessmen, and they talk about the business and teaching a couple of things. And that was the first time when I went there.
Like a mastermind group, like getting together and networking.
Right, but it immediately catch my attention, is if they are successful, this is what I want. I'm going to go there and I'm going to check it out. What is it? And when I saw people, they are business owners.
Yeah.
They're running business.
That's right.
And they look calm. Like they are not stressful. They are dressing nice. They are just stable in life. Immediately I asked my friend, okay, so what those guys doing?
Right.
I'm very interested on it. And this is where I met with the Aaron Hubbard management system.
Interesting. And so now you started applying that within your company.
That's correct. So step by step, the first thing what I did after this meeting, I bought books and I started to learn about it. What is that exactly? And I was working in my company every day, and evenings I spend my time to study what is about that. And step by step, I implemented this technology in my company.
So it sounds like a very intense and interesting period of your life, no? Because you're like, here you are, and you're in your element, you're in your dream, and now you're making it come true.
Oh, I immediately I felt it. Now, yes, this is the tool what I was looking for.
It's like you're preparing for that championship fight. There it is, and you're working out.
I'm ready.
Yeah. It's like a boxer that I always loved. He's not around anymore, but Marvin Hagler. Marvin Hagler was the middleweight champion for so many years, and the guy was an intense, intense boxer, worked out, trained. So here in your training, so now let me ask you, so you trained, you applied it, and obviously you're a successful man. So what is it you found, to give an example for the viewers? Because probably the viewers go, well, I want to hear, come on, Dr. Fialkov, ask him. How does he handle employees? Let's talk about employees. How did this management technology from Hubbard, how did it help you to handle employees?
That's a very good question. Because, when you have a business, you cannot do everything by yourself.
No.
That's impossible. When people say, I have a business, but it's just only one person, you not really have a business.
That's right.
You're working in your business, maybe you're going to make more money than the other guy. But,
that's right.
It's so many other things. The first thing what I want to tell you about this is, when you're running a business, you need to build a team. That's a very important thing. So how you're going to build your team is you have a dream, right? Because this is why you have a business. You dreaming about it. You have some idea where you're going or what is going to happen with your business. Share your dream.
That's right.
With others. It's whatever is it. It's your friend, a neighbor, and getting on the same purpose. And this is how you build your dream. Right? It's a team building, what is very important to have a business. The second thing what I want to tell you about this is hiring people is a very difficult thing. It is a very difficult subject.
To find the right person. They smile.
Correct.
The interview, the next thing
Correct.
you know, a day later, that's a different person. You have their twin sister.
Correct.
Yeah.
You need to learn who you trust. And the LRH administrative management system helped me to learn those things.
Interesting. So the management technology of Hubbard technology allowed you to see who was going to be a good employee and who was not then.
Correct.
Wow.
Correct. Yeah. Because there is a emotion scale.
Okay.
every being is going through different emotions: sadness, anger, cheerful, whatever is it.
I see that in my own employees.
Right?
Yeah, go ahead.
So basically, you try to work with someone who is kind of up on this emotion scale, you know,
Absolutely.
like a happy person, because the happy person is more productive than who is always in apathy and sadness.
That's right.
You know, so that's one of the two what we're using in a
Your
system.
company.
Yes, absolutely.
So you look for people. If we were going to try and give something for the viewers, you look for someone who's a little lighter, who says, "Yeah, you know what? Maybe let me see how I can help you with that." Somebody a little more constructive. Is that what you do?
Right. We're looking for a productive, real team members
Okay.
who is really coming to work with you because he's on the same purpose. He has the same vision for the future than you have.
Yes.
You know, and you cannot to find just only the person who is most of the time is happy, you know, and you're productive. So we're looking those type of little things when we're hiring someone, and the other thing is the hiring is when you're starting the business is a beginning. It's kind of difficult thing because in and out and things are going sometimes bad, right? But when you grow to the certain level and you have a great PR in the industry and well known, you are a well known company, people wants to work with you, and it's make it much easier.
It's beautiful. And so now you have 3 companies, right?
Yes, correct.
And now I'm sure the viewers are probably there. My God, I have one and I'm going crazy, or I just don't have the time. So I'm sure one of the questions that they have is, how do you use this technology to actually have the time so you can run these companies and still have your life? Because I know you're a married man, right?
Correct.
And she says, if your wife is like mine, she wants you with her. And, you know, like all the guys
right.
out there, you know, and the women, the men, the same thing. Either way, we want our spouse with us. We want our husband with us also. So now, how did it help you with that? Because I want to help all those family people out there.
Yes. The whole administrative technology is about that.
Uh-huh.
Basically, your company, it is different parts, different section, different positions, and you need to divide it. When you have a company, let's say you have 2-3 employees, and let's just, for example, a construction company, because it's real, right? You have a construction company and you have 2 employees who is doing the production. Basically, you as a business owner, you picking up the phone, you going out see the clients, you doing the estimates, you closing the deals, you sending out the contracts, you doing everything in your company. One person can do just only
So much.
exactly. It's very limited what one person can do, right? So you need to build a team. The company needs to be divided for certain divisions.
Yeah.
And every division and take care of with the company on the situation what it needs to be taken of.
Whatever,
right?
each one's about some different product of the
Exactly.
company.
So
I see.
our company, we have executives, we have a human resources department, finance department, production department, marketing department, PR department,
Right.
and I have the right team members to doing a great job on it.
Beautiful.
So this is how you create time.
Interesting. That makes a lot of sense. Now, you mentioned that you went to this mastermind group. What is that group called? What is the name of that? So the people out there could actually maybe find it, go to it.
It is, yeah, it's very simple. It's a WISE.
Wise.
WISE. That's the group name. There's a WISE group, and it's $50
Oh, it's
per month.
very inexpensive. That's it.
$50 membership per month, and you're gonna get access for all the tools and knowledge online.
That you're talking about.
Is that simple? Is
see.
that simple? And you're just reading it and applying it, and you can get help if you need something that you not fully understand. It's really an amazing group.
Yeah, well, that's very important, you know, because just jokingly, I was putting this thing together the other day, and the instructions made no sense to me. And, you know, finally I got it together with my wife, and we were really happy, and we celebrated. but it was really difficult. So that's one of the questions I was going to ask you, is when you get this online material, if you have a question, there is a group that you can turn to that can explain it to you, or you can learn it better?
Yeah, absolutely. There is phone number, there is email address, and even you can attend in a weekly or a monthly meeting, because we have weekly meeting online and we have a monthly meeting where it's in person. And you can ask questions and whatever, whatever situation in your company, just talking to like-minded people, and we have all the knowledge from earlier age, and we can find out what is the problem in the company in this moment and just work it out.
Beautiful. Mm-hmm. And for the viewers watching, they're probably going to say, well, but that's, Mr. Dicso, and this guy looks like he could be a champion in his own right. I don't know if I could do it. So probably what they want to hear from you, is I'm going to ask you for them, is they'd want, what is like your mindset, and how when you have problems in your office, in your businesses, how do you approach them? What keeps you centered?
Purpose. Is that simple? Is the purpose. Why you're waking up at the morning? Why you're doing it, what you're doing? Whatever is your purpose. Every person can have this different purpose, right? It's you want to help to your mom, your sister, your family. You want to send your kids to the university. Beautiful purposes. No. But you have to have a why. You have to have something behind all the work. The real reason why you're doing this. And when you're waking up at the morning with the purpose, I'm not telling you it's always easy, but there is something what drives you.
Yes.
It's something what I have to do that. I have to do that because that's the reason why I'm doing it. Mm-hmm. And me, myself, and my whole team, we are very much on the purpose what we have, and we just keep going and pushing through all the barriers, because it doesn't matter which level you are in life, the barriers will never stop. No. It's always coming. It's always coming. I would say, so as much you grow, the barriers are growing with you. So so you really have to have a force and a real purpose to push it through.
Well, you know what? That's very interesting there already, that we can relate to the viewers, is not to expect that all of a sudden you'll be in heaven, but that the more you grow, that you'll probably have bigger problems or barriers. We won't call them problems or barriers, but you'll be more at a level where you can handle those and you go even higher. And very, very interesting. So I want to ask you one last thing, and this for the viewers, for in general, looking at our world today, and you're such a successful guy and a real guy, you're a real person, you're not some made-up character somewhere, so what do you feel needs to be the new mantra or mindset for 2024? What would you like us as a group, like you said, on purpose, humanity, what do you feel you'd like to relay to the viewers as a final statement from you?
First of all, you need to find your purpose, why you're doing it. And I believe this world I would say, is getting more and more interesting. And we really need to hard to work on it to change it back. And the only way to do that, is I believe that you need to be successful. You need to be successful in your life. Whatever you're doing, being a successful mom, dad, teacher, business owner, whatever you're doing, but you need to do at your best. And I believe the world is going to change with us. It's going to start with us. We need to change first. And I'm experienced on this because I'm coming from the other side of the world. and I needed to change a lot in order to see the world is changing around me as well. So I want to encourage everyone, just keep going on the dreams, have a dream, and whatever is your dream, just keep going on it, and if someone else saying you cannot to do that or impossible to do that, never was done before, that's fine. That's absolutely fine. But I can tell you something, you can do that. You can do that, you are able to do that, and you have everything. All the power is in you to change this world, change your life, change the life around you, and creating something much, much bigger and much, much more beautiful than we have in this moment.
Well, Zoltan, Dicso, it's a pleasure to have you on the show.
Thank you very much.
And I'm sure the viewers are going to want you back again, so we invite you back. Will you come back?
Absolutely.
Okay.
I would be happy.
Well,
Thank you very much.
And for all of you watching, let's take his advice. Let's move forward with our dreams. Let's make a new world. Have a good night.
This show was sponsored by A Time for Truth Foundation Incorporated as a community service.
Sometimes life can be so damn hard. You don't know where to go. Everything keeps falling apart. Yeah. You try to do your best, but only God knows that you've given everything you've got, but the world takes you down. You just keep moving on. Let your feet